Age goes, Jana's next, and then John David,
But we'll
and then
see.
Jill. You never know.
Yeah. I've already had several guys send emails to me saying they're interested in our daughters.
Most of them are weirdos.
Jana, are you pretty excited for Josh?
I am very excited. I know last year at this time I was praying that he would find someone, and then this year he's engaged, so it's really exciting. I don't think it's weird that they only hug because they're planning on saving their first kiss for their wedding day.
Everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Wednesday, March 23rd. Sorry I didn't get a video out yesterday. I had filmed one and I was getting ready to actually edit, and then I ended up in a very long meeting last night. So I do apologize. It's been kind of a hectic month as I'm working on multiple projects and stuff behind the scenes off YouTube. So I am apologizing ahead of time. I know I'm not delivering you your normal scheduled content. So I wanted to deliver this to you as soon as I stumbled upon it because I know this is going to make you scratch your heads as we're getting ready for Josh's sentencing. So we know that back in December, Mr. Josh was convicted and he actually has a sentencing hearing coming up on April 5th. Last week on Friday, his attorneys asked for an extension or they want a 30-day delay, and the judge has yet to rule in that. We know that Josh Duggar's expenses to go through all of these processes with all these filings, with his appeals sort of that he's doing with the motions, and even into sentencing, he's racking up quite a large legal bill. For months, there was some speculation that Josh was getting his legal fees paid through Jim Bob Duggar. And though it may not be directly through Jim Bob Duggar, it is through property that Jim Bob has owned at one point in time. The home that, remember a couple months ago when I told you that Anna sold a home that was supposed to be the dream house that she and Josh were going to move into? It was like an 8,000 square foot house on a hill that needed quite a bit of work, and Josh was in the process of remodeling when he was questioned by HSI. And then I told you that she sold that in October. Well, in October, along with selling that, she had parceled off pieces of land as a part of that, and she actually hung on to one chunk of land on the corner of the property, and she sold it from one of her companies to the other. So she moved a property that had been previously owned under a company called Sole Deo Gloria, and she moved it over to a separate company under North Graham Road. Now, North Graham Road's agent and president is listed as Joseph Schumacher, but he's not on any of the documents filed for any of these properties. And in fact, it's Anna Duggar who's doing the property movement. This is actually interesting because Josh, is facing a forfeiture allegation, and they've yet to declare what, if any, property is going to be forfeited outside of his computer, and he's facing fines. So I don't know in this case if selling property is a good thing at this point because it could be actually getting rid of assets. But Anna made a sale, a curious one, on Monday, and I'm like, what is going on? And if I hadn't known to look at specific companies, this property change could have completely flown under the radar. Back in October, Anna sold off that huge house that she and Josh were planning to move into. And she also, at the same time, divided the property into separate lots. One of the lots she then moved from a company called Sole Deo Gloria to a company called North Graham Road. North Graham Road purchased the property for $200,000 and subsequently took out a mortgage from Sole Deo Gloria for $200,000. This could have been a way for them to transfer the money sales that she had received from the sale of the home and filtered it through the LLC. This actually is kind of shady if you think about it, because she sold this property to another company owned by the same people, took out a mortgage against herself, and now she's sold the property. There's still a mortgage that's in play that hasn't been released yet, so I don't know what happened to that. But I don't know if the feds are paying attention, because this kind of looks like a little bit of, I don't know. I don't want to go there, but you guys can fill in the blanks when you move money from one place to another. So I thought it was weird that she had moved the property from one company to the next, but hey, it's the Duggars. And I also thought it was odd that they gave a purchase price of $200,000. And then I also thought it was odd that they took out this mortgage, right? Well, now she has actually sold that property that had a mortgage out for $200,000, but she sold it at a loss. On last week, on the 17th, Anna sold that fraction of land, and she sold it to somebody who is irrelevant. I don't know that this person matters or need to be even said who bought it, but the property sold for $172,000. So this property she had transferred from one company to the next in October, on October 5th for $200,000, took out a mortgage, again, a mortgage. I don't know where that mortgage came from. And then she sold it for $172,000. That's a $28,000 loss in only 3 months. Now, whether or not it's actually a loss or just a loss on paper or a figurative loss, that I don't know. But it is bizarre, right? That she takes this loan out, she transfers property from one company to the next, and now she sells that property for $172,000. She sold the other piece of the property with the house for $450,000. In total, the whole transaction between the house property that she sold in October and this property that she sold today or last week is a total of $622,000. So that's a lot of money that they unloaded. That this was a house, if you remember, that Josh and Anna were planning to rebuild or to like gut out, and it was going to be their new dream home. So Anna has officially gotten rid of all of her hopes and dreams. I mean, how sad is that? I mean, her hopes and dreams were gone when he was arrested and convicted, and even probably before that, because she stayed with him. But now the nest egg that they had in this house is also gone. This isn't the only property that they own, but it's so sad to me that even at this point, we are 2 weeks from sentencing and she is still doing everything in her power to help her husband and taking away potential opportunities from her kids or money that could be used to support her family. I'm assuming that this money is going to go to pay his legal bills. Now, this property that they sold was purchased by Anna and Josh from Jim Bob, and they got it from him at a really low rate. I don't even remember, a couple $100,000. So they didn't end up losing money overall on the transaction, but they could have made a lot more had they finished the remodel, and they could have made a lot more, or they could have lived there, right? Oh, Anna, oh, Anna, oh, Anna. When are you going to wake up? We really hope that some point Anna wakes up in this situation. We recognize it's not easy to leave a husband that's been to like sift through years and years and years of indoctrination. But at the same time, this is like another indication that Anna has zero intention of leaving at this point in time. And I think most of you knew that. So right now, where it stands, the property that they had obtained, the whole parcel of all parcels are gone. So that dream house is officially put. And that money now, I'm assuming, is going to pay Josh's legal fund. I still think it's really bizarre that the judge has not responded to his motion to continue. I should add that Anna sold that property one day before they did the motion to continue. Did they need like a continuance to pay legal fees? I don't know. But the judge hasn't ruled on the motion to continue. The judge hasn't ruled on his whether or not he's going to give him a new trial or acquit him. And the judge certainly has not made any sort of determination about dropping any of the charges or or one of the indicted convictions from his case. So we're like in a proverbial waiting pattern, and we are at this point 13 days away from his sentencing. Sentencing is on April 5th at 9:30 in Fayetteville. So somewhere Josh and Anna are coordinating these deals behind the scenes. And it is weird though, because Northridge Financial is technically not owned by Josh. So I don't know if they were trying to do this like under the nose. I don't know if the feds are watching all of these transactions. I don't know if they're paying attention, because at the end of the day, I don't know if any of the money that he had invested or used to purchase that property was from his involvement in the other stuff that he was doing online. I don't know. They haven't even identified if any property would be seized. So right now, the only thing that they said that they were going to forfeit was a computer. They hadn't identified, or they haven't put a motion into what they're going to actually request to be forfeited. And they might not. But even so, why would you be using somebody's name only as the in-name president and then making the financial transactions on behalf of Josh. I mean, you have to realize that Anna's not making these choices on her own. She's still very much under Josh's control, even if he's behind bars, which is so sad. I wonder what's going to happen once the property that they do hold is gone. Like, what is Anna going to do for money? Is Jim Bob going to just continue to allow her to live on the property and pay for the kids? Or are the Duggars and Anna going to have to part ways? Is she going to move to Florida? Those are still like unknowns. And I think where Josh ends up, like, is she going to try to move closer to where his, you know, where he's at in prison? Or is she going to stay in Arkansas? Or is she going to go to Florida? I hope she just gets away from the Duggars, but I don't see her leaving Josh anytime soon. So that's what I have for today. Anna is going broke or is paying off legal fees, and she's selling property at a loss. And there's some questionable transactions that kind of look like a laundering, allegedly, of money. But that's just me. I'm not the IRS. I'm not the FBI, and I can't convict anyone or say that a crime has committed. It's just a very odd transaction, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So what are your thoughts about this? Do you think this is a Jim Bob's making them pay for legal fees at this point? Do you think that once all the property's gone, Jim Bob's gonna pick up the tab? What do you think is gonna happen once they go completely broke? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.